Hey boys and girls, my name's Oishi Gaming and welcome back to another TFT guide video. And if you are as excited as me for the new patch of 10.12, you have been theorizing comps in your head that are going to be good in the PBE. Now in this video I'm going to be going over comps that will be good in 10.12, however things are going to change and they are going to nerf things and buff things in the future, so don't take this as the final word, and yeah, just get ready for patch 10.12 in the future. But without further ado, let's get right into it. Now for the first comp we're going to be looking at, it is going to be Astro Snipers. This comp is going to rely on Teemo and Jhin as your carry. As well, the new units in it are going to be Gnar, Teemo, Nautilus and Vayne. Now one reason why this comp is so good is that it has a mix of AD and AP damage. Teemo does AP damage with his ability allowing him to place 3 shrooms on the field that burst and do damage to all nearby enemy units, and then Jhin, just like in last patch, does AD damage. Another reason why this comp is so good is that it provides so much CC. Now, if we look at the Astro synergy, it says when we have 3 Astro, all Astro units have their mana cost reduced by 30%. In this case, Gnar, Teemo and Nautilus will be able to ult quicker. If you don't know the new ultimates and abilities that are going to be coming through for patch 10.12, I will be putting some descriptions on the screen when I explain it, but essentially Naut's ult is like a small circle around him and every nearby enemy unit gets stunned, and the ones that are further away get stunned for less time. The Gnar ultimate is actually the exact same from set 1. He'll just turn into Mega Gnar Flip and stun a bunch of enemy units near him. In case you wanted to know, Gnar is an Astro Brawler, Nautilus is an Astro Vanguard, and then Teemo is an Astro Sniper. So just to make sure you understand the new synergies in the game. Also, another new unit that is being added into the comp is the Vayne. The Vayne is a cybernetic sniper, and essentially what she does is that after she ults, every third auto attack thereafter she will tumble, going invisible and doing bonus attack damage with that auto attack based on her AD. Now the reason why you build the items that I have put on Jhin is because 1. Runan's Hurricane allows him to attack multiple enemy units. 2. GA gives him another lease on life just in case he gets killed and also gives him bonus AD. And 3. Last Whisper is going to go up in value in this patch now that there are 6 Vanguard. The new Vanguards are going to be Nautilus, Wukong, Leona, Poppy, Jace and Mordekaiser, and then on top of that Wukong. Now the reason why 4 Sniper is so good in this patch is because 4 Sniper provides a huge damage buff. Essentially what happens at 4 Sniper is that for each hex between you and the enemy unit, a sniper gets 30% damage increase. Back in the older patches, a 12% increase in damage seemed like a lot. However, 30% is 2.5 times that 12% damage. So this is going to be an insane amount of damage from your snipers, from your Jhin, from your Teemo, from your Vayne, and also from your Ashe. This is another variation of the comp you can run, and what this does is that it takes out the Brawler for Mystic. However, Bard has a weaker ultimate than the Gnar, which Bard ultimate just helps you gain XP, which isn't going to help you much in the late game. So I recommend the other comp if you're going for the late game. However, if you do have a build for the mid game where you want to get XP from the Bard, I'd recommend this build. However, it is not really optimized to do so because Bard does fall off really hard. Now for the next comp we're going to be looking at, it is Chrono Riven. Now the reason why this comp is so good is because of the fact that Riven can ult very quickly, and she only has a 25 mana cap as of right now. Now the way Riven's ability works is that she will dash forward, shielding herself and dealing damage. On the 3rd dash, she will do more damage with an energy wave that she's going to release. The reason why she is so good is because her shield and her damage scale with AP. That's the reason why you want a Rabadon's on her, so she can be shielding herself, and the reason why we put blue buff on her. Blue buff is now like a Seraph's Embrace, except you can only run 1. So if you have 2 blue buffs, it will not give you 40 mana when casting a spell. However, it will only give you 20, unlike the old Seraph's Embrace. The reason why I've put QSS on her is because you really don't want her to be CC'd. You want her to keep ulting so she can keep getting her shield and keep doing damage. Now there is a new unit in this comp, which is the Cassiopeia. She is a Mystic Battlecast. Now the Battlecast synergy is a very unique synergy, so I'm going to leave the text so you can read it and understand it yourself. But essentially when a Battlecast unit takes or deals 10 instances of damage, they either heal or deal more damage depending on their health. If they're above the half health threshold, they will deal damage, and if they're below the half health threshold, they will heal their HP back. Other items that you're going to want to build in this comp is Frozen Heart on the Wukong, as when he spins around going around to enemy units, he will slow their attack speed, as well as Spear of Shojin, which is good on Lulu or the Thresh, as Thresh will be able to pull in more units and Lulu will be able to ult more often, polymorphing the enemy team. Cassiopeia's ult is that she unleashes Fangs to the closest enemy unit, halving the shields that they get and dealing damage over time. Also, just a quick note, Xayah can be exchanged for Irelia if you don't want Celestial and prefer Mana Reaver between the Irelia and the Thresh. Now for the next build that we're going to be looking at, and is personally my favorite and most anticipated for me in this meta, it is going to be 4 Protectors, 4 Mystics. Now, the new unit in this comp is the Cassiopeia, which I explained in the last composition, but the new unit that I'm excited for is the Urgot. Urgot is a battle cast protector, which works really well with the Cassiopeia being a mystic, so you can get the 2 battle casts through that. But the main thing that you want to get off out of Urgot is his ultimate. Essentially, Urgot's ultimate is that he will target the furthest enemy unit in his attack range, drag them towards him, deal 2000 true damage every time that they're near him, and deal that damage until they are dead. On top of that, for every ultimate he casts during the fight, his mana cost gets reduced, starting at 80 and then reducing depending on his level. Now the reason why this is so insane is because if he does have a Hextech Gunblade, you can heal for insane amounts of HP from that ability. On top of that, the only thing that would really be stopping him is CC, which is also why I put the QSS on him. And on top of that, you're going to want him to ult as much as possible, so Spear of Shojin is right there. Now, because Urgot is a protector, he is also going to be gaining a 35% maximum health shield with the other 4 protectors, so he will be very, very hard to kill with all the healing and all the shields. Essentially, the idea behind this comp is that you're going to protect the Urgot and he will whittle down the team. Now, the reason why the true damage is so insane is because in the late game, it is true damage. That means he kills everything in his path. If he pulls that Bramble Vest, Dragon's Claw, Rabadon, Cap, Poppy, he will instantly kill that unit despite the fact it has like 4000 health with that ridiculous shield. Now, the reason why I chose Neeko over Jarvan is because Urgot is going to be hard to get. He's going to be that I'm going to rush level 8 and reroll for him unit. So what you're going to do is while you are waiting, you build his items on the Neeko, and then as soon as you get him, you sell the Neeko and then put the items on the Urgot. Other items you can build are defensive items on the Xin, Bramble Vest, Dragon's Claw, Titan's Resolve, and then on top of that you can build AP and tier items on the Econ. Spear of Shojin, Moral Nomicon, Ionic Spark, all those work really well. Now for the very last comp that we're going to be looking at for patch 10.12, it is going to be Star Guardian Sorcerers. Now in this patch, both Vel'Koz and Lux have been removed, so your 4th Sorcerer is going to be the Victor. He is a new unit, and essentially what he does is that he targets 2 enemy units that are far away, and between them creates a line, and everyone in that line will be dealt damage, and then 2 seconds later, everyone in that line again will be dealt even more damage. Now the reason why Star Guardian Sorcerer is so good is for 2 reasons. One, because of the new unit, Janna. She is a Paragon Star Guardian. Paragon is a synergy where if you are a Star Guardian, you will be dealing true damage with your basic attacks, and if you are not a Star Guardian, you will be doing magic damage instead. This upgrade will help you do a bit more damage with the Star Guardians, and on top of that, Janna has an ultimate which is essentially like the old Nami. Essentially, you'll deal this huge tornado wave. Everyone that passes through it who is an ally will gain attack speed, and everyone who is an enemy that passes through it gets CC'd. Now the other reason why I predict this comp is going to be so good is because of the buff to Syndra. Her mana cost is getting reduced by 5 from 65 to 60, and on top of that, she is getting a unique buff where when she overkills a unit, that damage is going to be dealt to another unit. Now if you have played this comp before, you know how much damage Syndra deals and that she overkills all the time, so this is a huge buff to Syndra. Now the way we're going to build Syndra is that we're going to want her to ult and deal as much damage as possible. So I've put a blue buff on her so that every time she ults she gains back 20 mana. Then on top of that I've built a Shojin so she gains mana faster with each auto attack, which also works well with Janna's ultimate, and then we put Rabadons to amplify her damage. Now when you see this comp, I know you see the Janna with Chalice of Favor, however as of patch 10.12, Chalice of Favor is no more. Chalice of Favor has been replaced by an item that is similar to Zeke's Herald, where each unit on either side will gain 35 AP as well as the unit in the middle. To give you a comparison, one rod gives you 20 AP, so this one item, which involves a tier and a Negatron cloak, will give you 105 AP, which is equivalent to 5¼ rods. Now the new item that is replacing Chalice is actually another Chalice, which looks like it's an orangey color and is called, I think, something along the lines of Chalice of Power. Essentially why I have built 2 of these on the Janna is to boost the AP of Syndra and of the Ahri next to it. However, if you want to boost the AP of Victor, you can swap Ahri and Victor around in terms of their positioning, and then Victor will get that damage boost, and since his AoE spell is so much larger, he'll be dealing more damage. That is going to be it for the guide, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you're as excited as me for patch 10.12. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to like it, and if you learned something and want to have updates on my future content, feel free to subscribe and hit the bell. Cheers, and I'll see you in the next video.